Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I know that there's a delay here, and so you'll eventually hear me. So there you go. And Reverend Rick is trying to get in. His devices weren't connecting, so I'm hoping that that he'll be here real soon. Hi, Greg. Hi, Joyful Journey. It's good to see you. It's good. Thanks for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful day. And it's not another Manic Monday. Yeah. So Rick and I are hoping to talk today about remaining calm, centered, peaceful. Hello, Amanda, Christine, Seascape, Dora. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. I'm still waiting for Reverend Rick. He's having a little bit of an issue getting in. So let's see, he's having difficulty logging in. Hold on, let me send him a message. Hopefully this can help him out. Oh, you did? Yeah, Craig, I understand. That happens. It happens to the happens to all of us now and then. Anyway, hello, Maureen. You're having a slow day, Amanda? It's always a nice thing. Let's see. There he is. Yay!
Little delayed. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Yeah. Happens sometimes. Yeah. So we're glad you're here. We've got about 10 folks here already to join us.
I'm having difficulty hearing you.
You can't hear me? Really?
I'm hearing you minimally.
Minimal. Okay. So
and I can't turn my volume up any further.
You can. Are you on a phone or a computer?
Computer.
Okay. I can't turn mine up any further either. Well, that's really weird. Let me see if my settings are off. Hold on.
Had a link about having issues, and I don't know if there's. No, that's an upgrade. It's not necessarily.
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear me better?
I hear you. I think I hear you enough.
Okay.
I wish I had captions available, but
I get it. Yeah.
We'll roll.
Hi, Synchrony. Yeah, we do hear you, but if I'm asking questions or something and you can't hear me, then that makes it hard for you. So I'll try to speak up a bit, but they can hear you, and I know they can hear me. Yeah.
Are you able to get a little closer to the microphone?
I could. My microphone's built into my computer.
Right.
Is that better?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll do that. I don't like to blast people away, but it's hard when you're not loud enough either. So
it's a dance.
All right. Very good. So I said to the people that were here right at the beginning, and it's only been a few minutes, that you and I were going to talk about today. We were going to talk about calm, peace, and whatever else comes up from that topic. And that if people would love readings today, you're welcome to put them in. I don't know if we can do them all, but I've pulled out cards that are like messages surrounding those types of things. And I know Reverend Rick does have his own set of cards. So, yeah. So there we go.
I feel like I want to grab my cards. I know I had thought about it, but I was having so many tech issues, it slowed me down. I'm going to grab them real quick, okay?
You do it. You're fine. You're just fine. All right. So, yes, it is a beautiful autumn day here in Washington State. I see Amanda is enjoying a slow day. Had a bit of a crazy night last night. Keith decided to cut Caramel's toenails, and all 4 of them bled out for hours, and we didn't have a styptic pen, so I had to wrap her feet in like an old T-shirt. Oh, it was and the house just was blood everywhere. It was awful, but yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. Amanda,
Excuse me, I dropped something.
Rick was on this first psychathon, so you maybe saw him on there with, I think he was with Terry Renner, and so you may, yeah. Well, Seascape, she's better. I think she got exhausted less after all that last night. I couldn't sleep at all. I had to keep my eye on her all night. It made me a little nervous. I felt, you know what I felt like when you have children and you're first a mother and you can't really ever sleep. That's how I felt last night. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for asking. But yeah, well, everybody, Reverend Rick is an astrologer and perhaps can give us some information on that today as well, if he wishes. He's also a tarot card reader. He's would you say a lay minister? Is that what you are? Or
I
are
was
you full
trained
minister?
through that, but I actually was ordained, and
Oh,
I
you
have
were? Okay. Yeah.
been doing ministry with some sidestepping into different denominational experiences. So my beliefs are more spiritualist, and my church membership is UU, but my background is both Catholic and Baptist.
Okay. So you go
well
from one
mixed.
end to the other.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I know we talked last time. Rick has been on before with me a couple of weeks ago, and we went through introduction and so on. So if you're interested in knowing a little bit more about Reverend Rick, make sure you go back and take a look at that video. But I have actually known Rick since 2007. He and I belong to that community called Zods. So and it was a wonderful way to connect with people all over the place. Yeah. So
Same here.
yeah.
Beautiful.
So thank you. So hello, Bernie girl, and hello, Sonia. Welcome to you as well. So you had mentioned something about connecting with somebody at a Buddhist monastery to do some work. And what comes up? What is that hope for what you might be doing?
Can you share that again?
Sure. Just very, very short. You gave me a little bit of a taste of that you reached out to, I think, a Buddhist monastery recently.
Well, they
and
reached
you're
out
going to
to
be doing
me.
some work. Oh, they reached out to you. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, my
Okay.
ministry connections are broad enough that I am the go-to person for a lot of folks in different spaces,
wow.
including the monks.
Uh-huh.
And that's
Okay.
the monks with the Garden Shartsa Monastery of the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I was able to see him when he came 2008, I believe, to Seattle. And we filled a whole auditorium. He just inspires, the Dalai Lama inspires me so much. He's fabulous. Yeah, that's great. I love that. I love that. There's so many complementary things that can be done between groups of folks. And so I'm real happy that synergy is working for both of you. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
synergy is very important in the whole thing of life coming together. In fact,
sure.
I had some conversations earlier today from Terry, one of your colleagues, and then information that came from yesterday, my college philosophy professor and a close friend now, and it all kind of blended in amazing ways. So right now, in the area of peace, I'm really focusing on the work of Pluto a lot.
Okay. Yep.
Because it brings up everybody's really big stuff. And it is moving into the sign of Aquarius, which it began in March of 23. And it's been bringing things up for people, whether they know it or not. It is at the root of a lot of conflict and growth globally.
Okay. Well, we're seeing that in a lot of different avenues, I think, so politically, culturally, and so on, and individually, apparently. So
yes.
all of us are. What should we look for in our life? Our own person. I know it's going to have a lot to do with what your sign is and where it's placed and all that. But what is the general message, if there is one?
It's about inner work.
Okay.
That is the soul of it, because Pluto represents the ability to transform, to transmutate. So it can go ahead and take your pain and bring to you healing that you've only wished you could access. But when you engaged in the process, go into the shadow work, press into the inner child work, experience the dark night of the soul, you will find Pluto is very supportive of your healing and transformation.
Yeah. So doesn't Pluto stay in a sign for like 248 years or something like that?
246.
246. Oh, pretty close. Okay. Yeah. That's cool. So this is something that's going to be ongoing and hopefully become more of a paradigm for our society, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, it's going to trigger everyone periodically for a long time. And as I hope everyone heard, it's going into Aquarius.
Yep.
And as an outer planet, it goes through retrogrades and forward motion till it finally settles into a forward motion. So it has 2 retrogrades and 3 places of moving forward, so that it continues. And in the 60s, with the dawning of the age of Aquarius, I would lead people to go ahead and remember, if you've ever been up before dawn, it is still dark in the sky.
Yes.
But you hear the music of the morning birds. Yes. So what we are experiencing is the music and the vibration. They are triggered by things within the earth. And their songs awaken, I'm not sure, but I think it awakens things in trees to go ahead and shift and get awake for the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we're, so there is a long period of transition with the ages. So it will take hundreds of years where we will feel the shift as a collective. So many lifetimes will be a part of this process of growth and transition.
Wow. That's so amazing. You know, it's funny. I was just hearing, recently started hearing the birds singing a lot more than I can remember. And I read that when they feel safe in their environment, they sing a lot. And also when we are ascending and our spirit is, that they can also feel that. Do you think that's true too? Do you?
Oh, I definitely think there's, I won't call it a coincidence, but I will call it a coinciding of the bird's experience and the human experience. Because, well, as I mentioned, the conversation I had earlier, it was completely recognized that it is only through the comfort of safe relationship that deep spaces were able to be accessed and invite towards healing.
Right.
Things you can't
Right.
even imagine.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. I do know that there are people who do not want to go and look at their shadow side either, because it's very painful to do so. And yet at the same time, if we can embrace it and work with it and grow from it, then we're going to elevate ourselves a lot more. And we're also going to understand more about other people and what their shadow sides are like as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, our
That's
shadows
awesome.
also, as you're indicating, are going to be actively interacting with the shadow selves of others.
Yeah. I think that's what we're seeing in some cases at this point. Israel comes to mind at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm not going to
Lebanon.
talk much more about it. In Lebanon, yeah. And Gaza and so on. There's
Of
just so
course,
much
that hasn't
shadow
gone
work
away.
that needs to be done. Yeah, absolutely. But
Not to mention the
Amanda says,
division in our nation
oh, right. Oh,
on how to handle.
on how to handle anything. Yeah, absolutely. That's true. It's the
Oh,
Jays
the beautiful
lately.
thing I see Amanda mentioning is about the Blue Jays
Yeah,
starting the morning songs in her area, which
mm-hmm.
the Jays are relative of the crow. They are part of the crow family, so they are also spirit messengers, oftentimes of messages of peace. Ironic, considering they can be rather bullyish towards other species of birds.
Well, now that explains it. I had no idea they were relatives of the crow, because the crow and the raven, of course, but they can be, jays can be nasty. They can be downright nasty, can't they?
They have their pecking order.
That's yeah. Well, and that's not the only animal that does. So so what kind of recommendations might you have, Rick, for us to in this time of acceleration, in this time of change that are occurring in Pluto and other aspects of our lives? How do we hunker down and remain calm and peaceful in those moments? What would you suggest?
How do you hunker down and do what now?
And be peaceful and calm.
You develop a practice to find it within yourself, and then you stretch that practice to always be trying to maintain peace amidst other people's chaos. You must become the Buddha. And it's not a big, tall ask.
That's beautiful.
It is not as complicated as it sounds. I'm not asking people to go up on the cross. Just go within.
Yeah.
Connect with higher self.
Yep, that's very true. One of my favorite stories that I have read by Herman Hesse, Siddhartha, talks about Siddhartha the Buddha and how he was sequestered in his family's court and not allowed to go outside the courtyard. And one day decided to do the very thing. And he saw people that were sick and people that had died and people that were old. And he had never seen any of that before.
Fully shielded.
And he was, fully shielded. And he was so astonished that he became an ascetic. I mean, that was how impactful that whole experience was. And I always love those kinds of stories and how people can rise above whatever it is that's missing, and the pieces start to come together as well. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's awesome.
Very true.
That's awesome. Yeah. So Craig says he goes for a walk outside in Albuquerque. Birds, coyotes, and skunks, and NPR plays Birdsong, a short of bird songs. That's cool. I love that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're connecting more and more, and it's very important because the birds, the animals, are invitations to deeper connection with spirit. So when I see a squirrel, I watch what it is doing, how it is shifting, changing, the stances, what does it appear to be seeking to observe? How is it doing that? Is it turning the head to get the ear to hear, catch a vibration? Is it
Mm-hmm.
up on its hind legs so that it's catching things differently? Because those things appear so simple and innocent, but they can do so much to reveal. What do you need to be doing because you see
Mm-hmm.
that squirrel?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
the key.
That is the key. Yeah. And
The conversation you are having, or the thought that you had
right.
as right before or during the experience is telling.
Uh-huh. Yep. Um, and simply watching, for me, if I really need to calm down, I might go outside and sit on a chair and just watch how the animals are interacting.
Yeah.
They don't worry about anything, really.
Right.
It's like I got to be more like them, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yep. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Maureen says, as a Taurus, she's usually very patient, but lately it's getting tough. So I try to think of songs that are calming for me. That's great. I love that idea.
Sure is.
Yeah.
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 And if you're looking
Yeah.
for anything extra vital than a calm song, it's good if you can find something that, while energetic, it is also uplifting.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Not sad, not overly sad, because that would bring
Right.
bring you down a little bit too much
Yeah, it's
more.
okay to have that pathos within
Sure.
because
Sure.
it honors the truth of life. But then you'll see
Mm-hmm.
a shift in the music where different instrumentation comes, and suddenly, after you've honored, oh, this had me down for a bit, but now I'm feeling up, you know?
Yeah. Yep. That's very true. I have to tell you a funny story about turkeys. My friends had several turkeys in her yard, and they were pecking at their reflection in her son's car. They could see themselves, and they thought they were other turkeys. So her son was so mad because it was a new car. So he had to go put a cover on the car so they wouldn't do it. Very funny. Very funny, honestly. Yeah, that's great. Crows in the trees. Yeah. Oh, I know. Once the dog notices them, they're like doing their job. That's what it is, Jen. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah.
Even
Um,
insects are something to keep your eyes open for because sometimes we see
yeah.
something that we haven't seen in a long time. I saw something in 2016 or 2017 that I don't remember the previous time. It was a katydid,
Oh.
and you don't see those so
Yeah.
often in my
Oh.
area. I don't know where they would
Right.
be plentiful, but uh, the katydid was very powerful at that time in my life.
Sure. Sure. Wow. Um, yeah, I've been noticing more butterflies. Of course, we have a lot of slugs out here, but these ones are little, so I don't think they have to do with the slug. I think that's a caterpillar, butterfly. But they're so beautiful, and their colors are gorgeous this time of year. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hello, Randy. Hello, Pierrette. It's good to see everybody here.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So I think we'll do a few readings. And
Sounds
if
like a good
something
idea.
comes up,
Let's
in
go for it.
reading, yeah. All right. Let's do that. Craig, I'm going to assume that you just want a general reading. And what I'm doing is I'm sort of pulling cards from a few decks that are meant to empower and heal. That's what I'm using. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. So general reading for you.
While you're
Mhm.
preparing, I just got an overview of a message from Life Path cards, and
Okay.
embracing enthusiasm with illustrations of butterflies. Shout to the heavens with happiness came forward for Craig.
Wow. How lovely. That's lovely. Oh, wow. So Craig, I have use your voice. Don't be afraid of the technology. And we all have issues with technology at times. That's, we had that this morning, so we know what that's like. But you, looks like you're going on another adventure. Your guardian angel is saying it might be time for you to move forward and take another trip, and you're always asking me about that. So it looks like adventure is in your future. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
I
Okay,
see a lot
let's
of
see.
continuity between the enthusiasm and shouting to the heavens and using your voice and the
Yes.
guardian coming forward, because dope guardians come when we really need a little extra
Yeah. They sure do.
safety net.
They sure
Yeah.
do. I've always believed that the archangels only come if we call them by using our voice, whereas we can. And do you feel that way too? I just wonder what you thought
Oh
about
yeah, there's
that.
a symbiotic part of
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, the other angels, our guardian angels and so forth, we can sort of think about and ask them to come in, but the archangels, they're so powerful. We want to use our voice to, have them come. So that's great. That's great. All right. So the next one we have is Bernie Girl, and let's see what the cards have in store for you. All right, Ellen, I got yours. I got yours, Vicky. Sharon O'Brien and Maureen. All right, everybody feeling comfortable asking for readings now. Sonia. All right. Very good. Thank you so much. All right. So let's see what we have for you, Bernie girl. What's a spiritual message for you? Mm-hmm.
Unknown territory, you are exactly where you need to be. So that's a beautiful experience there. It also includes the owl as well as a chickadee. So with the owl, eyes open as well as the mind. Thoughts will come.
Ooh, I love that. That's wonderful. All right. So your message is that's coming to me is that your guardian angel is here to support you. Make sure that you trust that you will get the support you need, because they're always on duty, so to speak. The next one that I get is this beautiful little fairy who says, I am captivating. And so it's not just the angels, it's the earthbound elementals as well. And these can be accessed by spending a little bit more time outside if you're wanting to interact with them. They're wonderful. Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like a good time for some inner work for Bernie Girl.
There you go. There you go. Which is
Yeah.
what Pluto is asking us to do. So,
Right.
yeah, that's awesome. Yep. Um, this is an interesting comment that Connie made. She said her day was taking care of house issues, leaky roof, plumbing issues. Next, Neptune must be expecting my home. Are there lots of things going on with Neptune right now too, Rick?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
entering into new territory. It's
Mm.
stepping out of the spiritual into the mundane and really challenging our identity.
Okay. Wow. That's interesting, because in the last 3 years, I've had problems with 2 leaks in my homes, a leaky roof. I had a pipe burst and my RV pipes burst. And so I'm glad this is shifting into something new, because I don't want any more of that.
Yeah, the plumbing is definitely a Pluto issue. That's,
Oh, okay.
that's the energy that came into Capricorn with the banking crisis, the housing crash, everything that
Okay.
uh, scrutinized institutions, corporations, and it's really demanding global attention because it never comes quietly.
Ah, I get you. I get you. Yeah. Wow. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'm just going to put this here. Ellen Z, you're feeling anxiety ridden. Well, let's talk a little bit about that, Ellen.
Yeah,
Yeah. Are you are you aware that we have been having a lot of sunspot activity, solar storms, and very high frequency Schumann resonance as
I
well?
do
A
pay
lot of
attention to the solar activity as well with
yeah,
the coronal mass
yeah,
ejections. It
correct.
also, as a paranormal investigator, I find that it'll increase that type of interaction as well between this world and the next. So
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
that's always possible. And as
Yeah.
we mentioned, different astrological things, the moons, the full moons, are really taking those people that over the years have been invited to
Mm-hmm.
grow, are
Uh-huh.
doing the work, and they sometimes run across people who are not doing the work, and those that are conscious coming in conflict with the unconscious of other people create conflict. Yeah,
Okay.
so it
Wow.
makes us very much aware life wasn't always easy.
Right.
Um,
Right.
yeah, the loss and the fear at the same time is a trauma response from previous losses that make you feel like another shoe is going to drop. So honestly, the best
Yeah.
thing you can possibly do is do the work with the loss you're being reminded of. You want to go ahead and face what it is you lost, because it isn't
Uh-huh.
just what you thought you lost. And then celebrate what you were given, what you were gifted when you had what you lost, because that is the joy of life. We were receiving that gift for a time, but
Mm-hmm.
just like every day can be a beautiful experience, when it's over, it's done.
Yeah. Yep.
Change is the only constant, but
That's
we
very
can
true.
always celebrate a new day.
We can. I'm also just a reminder, Ellen, that it's really good to see yourself wrapped in a pink color or a green heart-centered color, and know that you are divinely loved while you're working through this process. And then make sure before you go out, let's say, into the world and have to face others, that you do the same thing, like a bubble protection for yourself, in order to feel safe and not so anxious. So yeah, okay. She's trying to face it, but she can't calm it even with meditation or walking. Um,
You might try changing your meditation venue, do something different.
oh,
If you are walking, you might consider a labyrinth, because the switchbacks as you turn from one side to the other in your body, going from left to right, right to left, actually connect the hemispheres of the brain. And that's how the experience in the center of the labyrinth illuminates your awareness to give you a message from the divine. It will connect you,
yeah.
even when you
Mhm.
find difficulty meditating. Just be still and do the walk.
There you go. There you go. I want you to know that you can go on and do a search, a Google search on public labyrinth walks. And it's a whole list, no matter where you live, of places that you could go to do this. And it's just basically walking in a circuitous path. And then once you get to, it's a meditation, and you get to the middle, and you're to release whatever it is you're carrying, and then cleanse yourself as you walk back out of it. It's a very beautiful experience. So, yeah. All right.
So I pulled 3 past life cards for this situation with Ellen, and I find Greco-Roman era, knighthood, and authority figures. So power dynamics and your own experience with it is part of difficulties, because sharing power and authority figures can be somehow connected to your senses of loss.
That's very, very cool. I pulled here self-love, which is so darn important. We have to love ourselves no matter what. But it says to connect with nature spirits, and of course you can do that by being outside. So, but remind yourself how beautiful you truly are, Ellen. We all need to remind ourselves, and we all need to have that self-care and that self-love in order to, to work through this low density planet. So thank you, dear. I hope you're feeling better soon. Thank you very much. I'm glad we could see that you needed a little bit of help. So Amanda wonders how her spiritual path might be coming along. Oh, good, Craig. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. Hello, Uriah. It's nice to see you. All right. All right. You want to go, Rick?
Spirit is trying to speak to you through natural means. Pay attention to the universe. You're going to get confirmation and development of your understanding as you interact with the universe.
That's cool. I love that.
Yeah, and the higher self is definitely looking forward, trying to connect.
Yes, trying to connect with you. Okay. Then you're going to share that. You're going to share that with somebody else. That's what I'm getting. It's like we can do it for ourselves. And once we've done it, then we can share that experience, even if it's just talking about it with somebody else. And it says to take a walk in nature and connect with Mother Earth, which I know you do, Amanda. But I love that, I'd love you to be sharing whatever you're experiencing. And I love the idea that you're going to connect with your higher self. That's awesome. That's wonderful.
Oh, and I found some guidance if you feel an empath. That is your cue to reflect and redirect your energy. So simply take the empath as a pause so that you can more efficiently know where it is you're supposed to be going.
Wonderful. Thank you. Ellen, I did not see this post first, and my apologies to you. I thought you were just going through some sort of collective thing, but you just lost your sister, and you're insecure. All right. So that's what was causing you your anxiety and your loss. And that is very normal. That's very, very normal. Don't you think, Reverend Rick?
I'm going to go ahead and say not only is it normal, but please take the time to journal things so that you can reread them later. And if you have the opportunity, if you can find a bereavement support group,
Yeah.
sometimes a group isn't just for you. It is opportunity for others as well. But you're going to discover you will get something from it. It is
That's
so important to see how the journey
yeah.
is a very human experience, and humanity does step beside you when you experience those deep losses.
Oh, wow. Much love to you, Ellen, and I agree with him completely. If you can't find a group, and you should be able to. My daughter does grief. There are counselors that also do grief work, as well as ministers, rabbis. And so you should be able. There should be some kind of a support in your community that can help you, and don't be afraid to do it, because you may really so the loss that you had prior, it's no wonder you're feeling it, as Reverend Rick said. So thank you so
I think
much.
too, this is also a time where your a relationship with your mother is strengthening and supporting you as you look towards finding a connection to more positive emotions. So if you find yourself
Uh-huh.
unable to feel right now, give yourself permission to go through the
Uh-huh.
motions, to be socially connected, and to take care of yourself, and the
Mm-hmm.
emotions will follow in their time.
Yeah. Yep.
Start with the motion.
Absolutely. Start with it. Yeah. Thank you so
I
much.
also get
Uh,
a card here that's telling me there is this something that has occurred this time of year, or there is some anniversary this time of year that is connected to the loss. So that could mean that someone who has passed may have had an anniversary around this time,
mm,
a wedding
mhm.
anniversary. Maybe it was the time they got divorced, or
Right.
it was
Right.
perhaps a birthday of someone at this time of year, but they died at another time of year. There's something
Right.
connected to this particular time that's making it very powerful of a connection, so you can actually get
Sure.
closer.
That's thank you. That's wonderful. Wonderful message. Anya, we'll get to you, honey. I'm sorry to hear you have COVID. Um, I have about 7 people, and also Sandy Comives. We've got you on here as well. So just give me some time to get to your questions. Okay. Thank you. So, Vicky, just a general reading, I'm guessing at this point. Let's see what we can pull up for you. That's what we seem to be getting today. And that's okay, because sometimes we just need healing messages. So, yeah.
A lot of new energy moving forward for you to do something that you haven't done.
Awesome. That's great. Well, I have a very interesting group of cards here, Vicky. The first one I get is emptiness. Okay. Vicky is on her way next month to go back to Las Vegas to live for a while. And so there's something that you need to do before you go, I'm guessing, and you probably already know that. And it says it has to do with organizing. So, you have to go through things, I think, to decide what it is you're going to take with you on this excursion, because you're going to be staying for quite a long period of time. It says what is truly best for you is best for everyone involved. So there's your affirmation that what you are doing not only benefits you, but also benefits the family. Wow. Oh, you're leaving Sunday. Okay. Wow. Okay. Excellent. Cool.
There's a lot of abundance coming your way, and also some beautiful experience when you love yourself. because unrequited love
Mhm.
is something that makes you aware of what you are not loving about yourself.
Mhm. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. That's great. You have a fabulous trip west, and I think you're going to have a good time. Yeah, I think you're going to have a good time. Oh, Ellen says her sister died the day before her mom's birthday.
Ah,
No wonder. No
yes,
wonder. Yes. Yeah.
therefore they're coming together.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
And that's why it's so painful, because it brings back the other loss as
It's
well.
also a gift that they
Yes, it is.
strengthened that connection and made it so that you could see it.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling us, Ellen. Much
Yeah,
love
we
to you,
really
my dear.
appreciate that awareness.
Yeah. Yes. All right, Sharon. A general read for you today. All right. Let's see what you might need to heal from. All right. Well, interesting. I would have thought this was my reading, because this is a problem I always have: impatience. So I'm sure you're impatient with the idea that you would love to be more healthy. But they're saying also that you wish you could do more cleaning, because I think if you don't feel good, it's harder to do those things when you're by yourself. Um, or it could be that you're going through a cleansing and you just have to be patient. That's very possible. It says, no matter how hard you try to convince yourself otherwise, you are never alone. Oh, that's a beautiful, empowering card for you.
It's a
Thank
very
you.
fortunate time that I'm catching for you, Sharon. You have the Wheel of Fortune in your favor,
Oh,
and there is a narrow pathway from the path you're on that you would want to tread thoughtfully. So pay attention to what you're doing. And love may be an area where some of these messages intersect. So
okay.
be
Yep,
good to yourself and enjoy those in your life.
very much. Thank you. All right. We have Maureen. Message for Maureen today. Thank you. All right. So just so you all know, Sonia, you're next, then Dora, Sandy, and Anya. And I think that's all we're going to have time for today. But thank you for waiting for your reading. Appreciate it. All right. I get impulsiveness. And oh gosh, once again, it's something that I have to deal with myself. So when I get these cards, they're like, get your own message there, Aley. We may be impulsive about making a choice with something, but in this case, it says sometimes you might say something you wished you hadn't said. You should have sat back a little bit and perhaps waited to say what it is that was on your mind. What it says, though, is put your hand on your heart and ask, what do I need to know about this situation? Because it may surprise you. And that seems to go with the other two cards for some reason. So I hope that makes sense to you.
That actually coincides with some of the energies I've found here. It's been a long journey. There's a part of a dark night of the soul that you've reflected upon in times past. And it is time to find your inner sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source that is going to be helpful. And there may be some benefit or connection to Celtic spirituality, Celtic background.
Oh.
getting back to nature, the intersection of the divine feminine and masculine. So keep
Mhm.
all of those in mind. It's a theme that is coming forward for you from previous lives.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Maureen.
Maureen. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so Heavenly Blessed Honey, her name is Sonia. So we'll read for her. There you go.
Hello, Sonia.
Oh, wow.
I'm
Okay,
getting a lot of
so
healing
knowing her
messages
situation.
that I'm noticing here.
Okay,
This one is
okay.
rejuvenating
So,
rain, clear the past to heal the present.
wow. Okay, very cool.
I was
I
I
have
was
here.
sharing
Yeah.
about the monks, and I'm looking forward to the Vajravadaran healing service. If anybody
Uh-huh.
has an opportunity to experience that,
Wow, that's cool. Um, I'm feeling like you feel inadequate with your children. And at this point, I know that Sonia's daughter has been hospitalized, is recovering. And I think that this is a very interesting poll that I just had. You aren't inadequate with regard to any of your children. You are that person, Sonia. So don't feel as though you aren't doing what you were meant to do. I also get for you to call in any helper guides for the work that you need to do with your daughter, because it can also be done mentally and spiritually at night in dreams or where however you want that to happen. They'll be happy to help you, and they'll be happy to communicate to you what needs your daughter or any other of your children need at this time. So,
I feel like there's a lot of movement that has been a part of the healing that Sonia's daughter is needing. So moving around to get the right care. It may even be related to when this had to happen in a previous life, where there was a journey where you went to get the healing you needed. And the interesting thing that I find is the Nine of Cups, where it is the wish and the card in the tarot. In my deck is also the healing of the maimed king. So there is an
wow.
incredible ultimate healing that is coming, and it feels more than just her recovery, but as a recovery of family dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. She's been asking them to help. Well, you're doing your job. Don't ever feel like you're inadequate because you're doing your part in all of this. And I agree. I think healing is coming for the family. So, wow. Thank you so much. Maureen wants you to know that she's 46% Irish on her mom's side, and she's always been fascinated with the Celtic things. There you go. Yeah.
Thank you for
That,
clarifying and confirming.
yeah. Yep. That's
Yeah,
great.
your past lives are there too.
Oh, wow. That's cool. All right, Dora. Thank you for being here as well. Thank you very much. And Sandy, I hope you're still here. Just tell me you are. I know Anya is here. All right. Well, I have a very interesting group of cards here for you, Dora. I get the impression that there's something that you need to heal with parents, Or it could be that they're wanting to heal and they're giving you a message. And of course, even if they're on this side or the other side, you can always do the healing and send the messages and know that they will hear them either way. You don't have to physically be face to face with somebody in order to clear that. But I also get they want you to look at this. She's getting a massage. How beautiful is that? So they want you to rejuvenate your life and take care of yourself more, and don't be afraid to pamper yourself. Being honest is not always easy, but it's empowering to speak your truth. So they want you to be open and to all areas of your life in order to feel free. So there you go. And it's a bird, and we were just talking about birds, weren't we?
So I'll give you quickly some constraints from the biblical fundamentalist type thinking has possibly predicated some difficulties in what you've experienced. And the sacred path shows that you're protected by the angels, you are cherished by them, and the magician comes forward. It is Merlin, who is all about empowering you to take responsibility for all areas of your life and trust that as you give your entire heart, mind, body, and soul, which would be so clearly all in, you're going to have this work out to not only protect, but to heal.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Thank you, Dora. Thank you, my dear. Very nice. Yeah. All right. Oh, thanks, Leah. Appreciate you. All right. So we have Sandy. I think it's Kamives. I hope I'm saying that right. And we will answer your question.
Don't be intimidated by what you see. Take courage and move forward.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
Aley, I'll yield to you.
Okay. There might be some family patterns that have been difficult for you. I don't know if it's family of origin or family that you brought into, your own family, children, so on. But we all have to deal with these family patterns, and we have to adapt to the way that we all, our own truth. But I'm seeing here that you are building new family patterns, or you will be building new ones that will help with communication, that will help with empowerment of each individual in the family. And it's very encouraging. And finally, they said to truly honor yourself and the source of your being, live from the flow of your heart and look at the waters in a heart-shaped form. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. There you go.
Yeah, other things that I'm seeing are, it is miraculous that you should expect wonderful things to emerge, and previous experiences where you felt powerless, you are going to be able to embrace the freedom of spirit to really walk your path.
That's wonderful. And she's doing that with her daughter.
Family connection.
There it is. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful, Sandy. That's really good. Everything's, I think, going to work itself out into be something beautiful. So,
yeah, remember when you see rabbits to always take courage to move forward. That's the page that is coming up. It wants you to not be too timid.
Mm-hmm. That's great. That's great. Thank you so much, Sandy. All right. Our last question for the day is from Anya, who's home with COVID. And I'm so sorry to hear that, dear. I'm sending you lots of love and healing. And I just got my COVID shot last week because I want to make sure I don't get it or get it real bad. But I heard a lot of people having this already. Oh, you see rabbits every day, Sandy? Oh, Rick. That's awesome.
Which is very family oriented.
Yes, it
as
is.
well.
Yeah, it definitely is. So will I have occasion to be back in touch with my brother David, estranged since mom died in 2012, tough situation since 2008. Oh, no symptoms on you. Wow. Well, then maybe that's interesting.
2012 and 2008 do seem
Yeah.
to resonate with a lot of people with losses and hopes. And the first thing that I come across with your Sacred Path card is crossing bridges. It is time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing.
Oh, wow. Yep. You might have to be the one that crosses the bridge. Because he may not do that. Right? Okay.
Well, I am also thinking that it may have been, this may also be telling us that mom is going to go ahead and step in, crossing the bridge between this world and the next, to go ahead and facilitate the healing, connecting, the mending, and the releasing.
Okay.
Wow. Perhaps as they seek to express how they have processed life with mom, they might find their own journey together as fellow siblings.
Okay. Wow. That's fabulous. I'm seeing that the sadness is weighing you down and you need to heal from the sadness. Since he's the only family of origin that you have left, so to speak, it's very important that you have some kind of a conclusion, is what I want to say, or a meeting. And look at this. It says here to make a decision, and you can go to the left or you can go to the right. And although it's not a bridge, it is a road less traveled. So you have to make that decision if you want to go down that pathway or not. And because you're the one asking the question, I get here, being grateful for life's experiences is one of the keys to attaining inner peace. So if he does not want to meet with you, you did put yourself out there, or if, and he might, you'll have to reconcile in your own mind that this is just the way it was meant to be and to forgive him for that. But I think there's very good possibility that this can be healed, especially if mom is there in that mix.
So Anya, I'm getting an interesting dynamic, and it makes me want to address everybody in the room that is online. I pulled Celtic and Roman, Celtic and the Greco-Roman past life connection. So I'm getting some very ancient things that people, and it makes me realize other people may have felt connected to some of these messages that were for specific people. And spirituality and religion seems to be bringing up a lot of baggage that needs to be looked at in a new light. Because this card, I don't know, there's the spirituality and religion label, and you can see the light of the candle as we look at the verses, the sacred words. And then I pulled two major arcana cards to see how these influences might help you and your brother. They're both coming up reversed. There is the card of Percival on the journey to experience the Holy Grail, which is the Fool. But the card that Aley just pulled made me think of it, how connected it was. And then the other one is Kerninos, where there is a connection to our primordial selves, and truly, again, looking at spirit to find out how there's an attempt with that crossing of bridge for your mom to speak to you both things that she had meant for you to understand in your childhood. There are messages your mother gave you, things she taught, and sometimes it's, don't forget that some of the messages we are supposed to get are not from what they say, but from what they don't say.
Mm-hmm.
So some people can teach you how to swim by throwing you into the deep water. I don't know who needs.
We don't want that, though. Yeah. And it does remind me that because we do come in waves to the earth with people that we already knew, that apparently some of the folks in this who may be coming in even later to watch it later could be very well part of that incarnation, and knew that we all needed to heal. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the stars that can be a little bit out of reach, but as an astrologer has somebody sitting in front of them, if that person is feeling the power of the energy, take the message for yourself. It is important for you both. So
I totally agree, and we often say that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That sometimes you get a message that's so strong that was for someone else, but it was for you as well. So thank you for
even
that
mediumship
reminder.
Can experience that way with piggyback readings. True. Where one spirit brings another spirit forward, and they have similar dynamics that they're working with their people on the living side.
Sure. Yeah. They're like, oh, today they're going to talk about this. We better get together and get over there. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks so much for that reminder. And wow. Well, thank you, everybody, for being here today. Rick is having just a bit of an issue with his, his volume. That's why I've been sort of talking loudly. But we will definitely be back again to do this. Maybe we'll be a little bit better with our volume problem. But thank you for being here. Thank you for letting us read for you. And thank you, Reverend Rick, as always. I so appreciate you.
Having many blessings to everyone. This has been a great joy. I loved how it interacted with different people and connecting to your past lives, your path for this life, and your spirit messages has been a blessing. And we've enjoyed ourselves.
Absolutely. Thank you. Have a beautiful, blessed day, everybody. Thank you so much.
Take care, all.
Bye-bye, everybody.